Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, or I go by AlwaysMoreSims here on YouTube, and today we are starting a new challenge. If you guys have been around for a while and you may not have seen the video that went up on Saturday, as of Saturday, my Disney Lexi challenge is no more. It is finito. It is done. Not by my own choosing, but because the save file was corrupted and I could no longer open it, and that really sucks because it was literally going to be the last part of the generation, the last part of the 9th generation before moving on to generation 10, where I would have then finished the legacy, but I guess it was not to be. So yeah, we're now playing something else. So for the last 217 days, I have had a poll open. This poll, asking you guys, what do you want me to play? What is something you guys would like to see on the channel when Disney Legacy was over? Now these are what I call short challenges, despite not necessarily being like single generation. So we have the Sims 3 50 full challenge at the top, which actually was in the lead for a really long time. That was what I thought was going to win. I was actually getting very excited for it because I really wanted to play with the horses. And then I check in one day, maybe after a week of not looking, and One Man, 100 Kids shot forward so far. I was like, well, I guess I'm not playing with horses. So as you can see very clearly here which challenge won, as well by looking at just the title of the video. But yeah, none of these challenges, I don't expect us to finish any of these or finish this in just one generation. The only one I could really see us finishing in one generation was Single Father, possibly Black Widow, depending on how fast we moved. 50 full would not have been completed in one. Probably would have been closer to 2 or 3 generations. Probably, I don't know. And I expect this one to take also maybe 2 or 3 generations. Now, I pride myself on being somebody who has finished the 100 baby challenge. I completed it a couple years ago now, and I was able to do it in 3 generations. Now, I guess I missed out on part of the rules for this challenge because I was like, this challenge won't take as long as that one. I apparently somehow missed that we have to keep all of the kids in the house. And for some reason I was thinking that I could just basically knock up a bunch of women, move them in with me, have them in the household till the babies are born, and then move the babies and the mothers back out. I was under the impression that was how this challenge worked. However, I have written down all of the rules just to make sure that I always have it, and when I was writing down the rules, copying them off of the website, and I'll have the rules linked down in the description below, I realized that the children have to live with me until they are young adults, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't really want to do that. I have done that twice now. Once with 100 baby, another I did 10 generations of it with perfect genetics. I don't really want to keep all of the children until they are young adults. So what I want to do to keep it more interesting for me, and I apologize, some of you might see, oh, she's messing with the rules, that means she's not technically completing the challenge, that means it doesn't count when she finishes it. Okay, if that makes you happy to say that, fine. I'm not keeping all of the kids until they turn young adults. What I plan on doing is I plan on we'll see how well this actually works, but I want to basically move one woman in, get her pregnant, about halfway through her pregnancy, so maybe on her second day, because the pregnancy will last 3 days, on the second day, move in another woman, get her pregnant. I would like to have 2 women in the house at a time, instead of more. And maybe later on when I really get the hang of it, maybe we will have more women moved in. But I want to at least start off with having normally I want to have at least 1 pregnant woman in the house at all times. We'll see if that actually ends up happening. I also think what we're going to do is I'm going to we're going to have the kids just age up like normal. When the first one hits young adult, I'm going to take half of the children in the house and kick them all out with the oldest child. But then I'm not completely starting over, so we'll still have like the second half. And we're just going to move these kids out in waves. I'm not moving them all up until young adult. So if we hit, again, first child hits young adult, we have like, say like 2 teenagers, 3 children, and like 4 toddlers. I'm going to move the teenagers and the children out. Or I'm going to take whatever the number of children is and basically divide it in half and move half of them out. I don't know how much that makes sense. I'm sorry if it does not make any sense. But oh well. I'm going to play, so this is fun for me, because unfortunately with these kinds of challenges, as much as I love them, they can also get very repetitive and kind of boring when there's nothing really going on. So I'm going to do what I can to make it entertaining for me, so I hopefully don't get burnt out. Also, if anybody voted on one of the other options, if you wanted 100 fulls, oh my god, if you wanted 50 fulls, if you wanted single father, clearly nobody wanted Black Widow, but if somebody wanted Black Widow and just didn't vote, when this challenge is over, this poll, or the same poll will basically be going up, just like reset, and with a different option to replace 1 man, 100 kids. Because I would like to have it to where I have the 2 long challenges going back and forth, which is what I'm doing with Feig and I'm a Lover, and then have like a shorter challenge. So that's kind of what we're going to plan on for now. So again, if you wanted 50 full, I still really want to play 50 full. I get so excited about messing with horses in The Sims. I love playing with horses. I just know that they're a lot. So I would love to play with horses because it would be a challenge completely dedicated to horses instead of having like a horse on the side, because I know that that could be a lot. Like if I were to do that in Disney Legacy, that would have been so much to have all of the Sims and the horse. The save was already bad enough as it was. Or you'll see these options again. Okay, so I need to stop I'm not stalling, but explaining. This whole part will basically be no action. Because after I introduce you to our sim here, I'm going to read off the rules. I would also like to say, I'm back to accepting baby names. I love getting baby names from the comments. It literally makes me so happy when people would give me baby names for 100 Baby and Perfect Genetics. Now, I have been doing a personal 100 Baby challenge, like in the non-existent downtime that I have, and I've actually been using old Perfect Genetic challenge names, like names that I never got to use for that challenge. So I will not be reusing, you can re-suggest names to me. However, I am very picky when it comes to names. I prefer not to reuse names for my children. I prefer having new names, which is kind of difficult seeing as how I've again completed the 100 Baby challenge. I have completed the Perfect Genetics challenge, which that was well over 100 kids. But there's plenty of names out there. And you guys are really good about coming up with some really unique names that I've never heard of. So give me baby names because I can write them down and I'm already so excited. But I need to stop stalling and introduce you to my sim. This is Derek Fitzherbert. That is his name. I have all the walls up on the house and it's really annoying. Yeah, his name is Derek Fitzherbert. Yes, his last name is Fitzherbert because of Eugene Fitzherbert. Because I didn't get to play with Eugene Fitzherbert. So I was like, what better way to pay, my respects to my Disney Legacy challenge. Rest in peace. Other than naming my sim Fitzherbert. So his name is Derek Fitzherbert. Now, if you guys did watch my Perfect Genetics challenge, you might recognize this sim. He was not one of our husbands at one point, not one of the heir husbands, but he was an option at one point. His name was Russ Gilpin originally, and he just went up as one of the options for people to vote for, and he lost, but I don't remember who he was going up against. I think he's a cute sim though. Why are you already no, you're not 7 days old. I just started this. So his traits, if you haven't already looked, he's flirty, family oriented, perfectionist, handy, and a schmoozer. He likes bread, dim sum, Egyptian music, and he's a Capricorn. He also, I didn't know what to give him, so he has the Tinkerer lifetime wish to master handiness and logic. Now, in having, like, currently playing in my, again, non-existent spare time, the 100 baby challenge again, I have actually gotten it down to a really good system. Using the massage table from Sunlit Tides for fertility massages. The fertility treatment, which I will get him as soon as possible, and using the procreation elixir from Supernatural. Now I'm pretty sure I used those in my 100 baby challenge when I did them forever ago. I think I used like one or the other. I remember using the massage table, but so I can get 100 kids basically as quick as possible, I need to make sure I actually have quadruplets turned on. Nope, not master. Woohoo. Because I am all for having, nope, okay, I don't remember what I used to have it set to. I think we're gonna set it to 25. Should I do like, you have like a 1 in 4 chance of having quads? I don't know, because I feel like we had a lot of quads in 100 baby and perfect genetics. I don't remember what we had it set to. I don't even remember what I have it set to, my personal 100 baby. I'll probably check. For now, we'll set it to 25. I'm just going to leave the rest of those. So, this is my piece of crap house. It's garbage. I am aware. I hate building houses on a budget. Absolutely hate it. It's why most of the time I will give my Sims money and like cheat them into a nice house to begin with and then like take away most of their money. I didn't do that. I built him a starter home using what we had and I did not enjoy it and I'm not good at it and so the house looks like garbage. I am aware. I promise I can build better than this. But yeah, this is the house. So we have the massage table. Now the massage table tends to have issues. I have realized in my personal 100 baby challenge that this thing is glitchy as all get out. So this might possibly be getting moved outside. I also will probably invest in some form of outdoor baby making equipment because I don't want anybody being allowed in his bedroom. Our tower. Okay, this is not because he was supposed to marry the character who played Rapunzel, but technically be the father. It's a whole thing. You have to watch Disney Legacy to understand. This is not because of his last namesake, okay? This is just because I thought it would be funny if we made the children, like the babies and the children sleep in like this like shed in the back. It's horrible, I know, but I kind of love it. So like we'll have bunk beds, or we might, I don't know, I won't give the moms like actual nice beds, but seeing as how I only plan to have 2, possibly 3 women in the house at a time, I don't think I'll need bunk beds for them, but then I might, because I might put the bunk beds and the cribs all on the same floor, and then do the kids' bunk beds on another floor, and then do like bathrooms. I hate having to figure out how to do all the bathrooms. I never have enough toilets or showers, and the all-in-ones are so expensive. So I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know if it will work, but we're going to hope and pray that it does. So I also have placed right up the street the elixir store, so I can go buy ingredients, because I'm allowed to leave the lot with this guy. The women aren't, but the man can. So I also love just the random mailboxes and trash cans along the road. I kind of love it. Okay, I'm going to read the rules. The objective, if you cannot tell based off the title, is to have your male sim, Derek, have and raise 100 children, all with different mothers. So, there's like 4 main goals here. So, or like the 4 main, I don't know, they're all rules, but they were like numbered weird. So, first, we have to have our sim, Derek, meet a woman That is either a young adult or adult, because elders cannot get pregnant. However, he can still impregnate until he is an elder. 2, move her in and get her pregnant. Well, duh. 3, once the baby is born, kick the mother out. 4, repeat until you have 100 kids. So these are like the more in-depth rules. So the pregnant sim must live with the father during the pregnancy, or the child will not count towards the challenge. So the mother has to be in the household from the time of conception to the time of birth. If she moves out for whatever reason, it does not count. More than one sim can be pregnant at a time, but the mom has to move in during the pregnancy for it to count. Feel free to have the dad get pregnant by aliens. So like, if he was abducted and got pregnant, his baby would count. Any and all supernatural kids count towards the challenge. Now, I don't know necessarily if I really have supernaturals turned on. I think I have witches on for Disney Legacy, but I think I might have turned all the others off. I might turn them back on just to... Actually, you know what? We will. We'll turn them back on just to add some extra spice. Here. Just for something. I'm not turning celebrities on, though. I hate the celebrity system in The Sims 3. Okay. Dad must raise all of the kids until young adults. So that's the rule that we're going to kind of fudge on. And I think, again, I'm going to have, like, oldest child at the time. Like, once they turn a young adult, take half of the kids, move out. So that way I'm not starting over every time with, like, waiting for kids to age up. I must keep the challenge family the active household for the entire challenge. So I cannot switch to a future baby mama's household. I cannot switch to a past baby mama's household. I cannot switch to one of the children's households. I have to stay with Derek or one of his heirs the entire time. No cheats are allowed except for reset sim when needed. My sim cannot get married. He cannot have a job. I have to keep having kids basically till he dies. Now, on that rule, I might stop. Like, I might still have him impregnate a couple times as an elder, because I have the elder lifespan set to like 20 something days. So he would be able to knock actually quite a few people up. But I would really like to like shift focus to one of his sons. So yeah. When you decide to start the next generation, which should be before the original sim dies, choose any son to start the next gen. So we have to keep going with the son, because again, we're trying to knock up the women, not get knocked up. All kids of your sim are allowed to have families except for the heir. So like any other kid except for the heir is allowed to move out, get married, have his own, have his or her or theirs. The kids are allowed to have children and get married. The heir is not. Feel free to use any lifetime rewards. I will. Any imaginary friends turned real, simbots, plumbots, clones, or children you've gotten from time machines don't count. So I don't mess with the imaginary friends. They get shift-clicked deleted. They are annoying. I hate it when the kids like sit in like right in front of like the sink or something. And why did I get such an expensive sink? What is this? Why did I'm not going to sell it now because I've already spent. Why did I do that? Okay, that was probably force a habit. I always put that sink in my houses. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't bother with the imaginary friends. I don't do anything with the simbots, plumbots, clones. I don't do any of that. I can use the genie for anything I wish. I don't normally mess with the genie. My sim cannot get a woman pregnant more than once. The kids will not count if they do. So if he meets some lovely lady, gets her pregnant, has kids, those kids will count. If for whatever stupid reason I decide to knock her up again, wait. Oh, what? Oh, could totally break the game. He gets the woman pregnant, has babies. Those count towards the challenge. However, just for him to have the extra children, even if they don't count, just, I shouldn't. I was gonna say have him like get them pregnant again and then kick them out, but I don't think I'll do that. I think it'd be very funny. But I don't know. I probably won't. The kids won't count, so that's the whole point. If any children die before becoming a young adult, they will not count towards the challenge. Knock on wood. I have never had a child sim die or a teenager, even if they've like moved out of the house. So I don't know exactly how much of a stickler I'll be on that. I intend just to count every child that is birthed. Well, as long as they are the first children born from the woman. So that is about it. I am not going to actually start anything. I'm sorry. These are the most boring parts ever. When you start a new generation, when you start a new challenge, and you're just going through all the rules, like there's no room for anything else. I do apologize, but I am actually going to wrap this part up here, and in the next part we will actually get to meeting women and working our charm and having babies. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I have my Twitter and my gaming channel both linked down in the description below, and then please feel free to leave baby names for me. I am back to asking for baby names. I wasn't sure if I'd ever actually do that again, but here I am. So leave me your baby names. I love when you guys leave me baby names. I love it, and I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, I think that is everything. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye guys.